Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about the version 228 patch notes that just got released. This is a lot of really good information, and the update comes out November 17th, which is today for me. 4 p.m. EST, it should be out. So, the first things first is definitely going to be Lara. Lara is an anima mage who uses int and a wand. There's a lot of stuff, like all the move sets and everything for her. We're not going to go over that too much. What we will go over, though, is her link skill. The link skill is an increased damage against normal monsters by 11%. So that's a level 2 only, so you don't need to run it to 210. It's okay, I guess, for running alts, but it's not really great for your main. You should be one-shotting. So here's all of her skills and everything. Feel free to check it out if you want. I'm going to be going over that in a separate video once she's actually out and I'm playing her. So when we get into Better Maple, the first things first would be that Monster Park is now displayed on the minimap, all the monsters in it, so it's pretty easy to track. Next would be that pets with an auto buff skill can apply 2 buffs. So that means that you'll have 6 buffs in total that are going to be auto casting. That's going to be a huge improvement for a lot of classes, especially ones that have constant buffs that need to be up. There's a new hyperstat as well, damage against normal monsters, and there's a hyperstat preset system as well, where you can have 3 preset slots. This is a lot of fodder. However, this is great. Items can be relisted in the auction house all at once. You can also have 5 chair bags and 5 title holders now instead of 2 chairs and 1 title holder. You can also lock and arrange the positions of your items in your inventory now. I don't know exactly how the whole placement is going to work with the positions. We'll have to see that in game. There's also a favorites function to the world map. This is something that I feel like was in the game previously. I could be wrong, but I really remember seeing this in the game at one point, but it's cool to see it. The dream key is now removed for Cygnus normal difficulty, so that means that you can run easy sig and normal sig without having to go collect all the parts. After you defeat a boss, you can now press up on the new portals. That's pretty helpful. So one of the big things from this update is the guild improvements. Now, the main things are going to be Flag and Shreny and Culvert. However, there's a lot of changes throughout, so we're going to go over that. So for the flag race revamp now, it's available every 30 minutes, or every hour on the 30-minute mark of the hour, and you can enter for about 2 minutes. You can enter right through your actual guild tab, and these flag race courses are going to be swapped out on a weekly basis, and it's going to go from the daylight snowfield to the sunset snowfield to the night snowfield. One of those is new, but we'll get into how that's not that big of an issue, even though it is a new map. So personal scores will be registered according to the completion record of each course, and guild ranking points will be calculated by adding up all of the personal scores. What that means is that your highest score per week is your personal score, and everyone in the guild's going to add up all of their scores, and that's going to make your actual flag race guild score. So there's new skills in Flag as well. Now they have Equip Snowshoe, and they also have Running Together, which is a buff for you and nearby players that increases movement speed. Obviously, Firing Cannon is removed now as well, but instead of picking up the perks, they all have cooldowns now. So it's going to be a lot more, no longer having to worry about like, oh man, that race was really good, but I didn't get an S jump. So you're fine. And although we do have a new map, we have practice courses now, and you can enter as a party. So you'll have plenty of time to practice on the new map, and I'm sure it won't be that big of a deal. As for GPQ, or Shrenian Culvert, it's now a single player activity. So it can only be entered alone, and no matter, you can enter as many times as you want. However, when you enter, all your buffs are removed and you get 2 minutes to buff. So it's kind of like when you enter Dojo, but Dojo only gives like 30 seconds or so. This gives 2 minutes to prepare. And then once you enter, it's kind of like a Punch King from like past events. You get 2 minutes to do as much damage as you can. At the end of it, your highest score of the week makes your personal score, and the game adds up everyone's personal scores to make your guild's GPQ score for the week. GPQ is a little bit interesting now, I'd say. It takes away from the guild aspect a bit, which kind of sucks, but this allows for everyone to participate, and if you have more than one character, this is really good as well. Weekly guild missions have been added as well. This is a great feature in my opinion. You can earn points from either killing monsters or from killing bosses. A fixed amount of boss points can be earned for defeating each weekly boss. You can get up to 400 boss points or 2,500 hunting points per week. Every 5 hunting points, or every 5,000 hunting points, or every 80 boss points is 1 weekly mission point. Each player can earn 5 weekly mission points per week. In total, only 200 points can be accumulated by the entire guild. That means if 40 people in your guild are doing all of their weeklies, you're capping out for the week, and you're earning 10 Noblest points. That's a great way, if you have a pretty active community, to get your Noblest points per week, along with doing flag and GPQ. This should be, for any larger guild, this should be a pretty free 10 Noblest points. And unlike the other two, this isn't compared to the other guilds. This is all on your own. So you're either getting 10 or you're getting less than that, depending on how many points you earned. They changed the rankings and the amount of points given for flag and for GPQ now. It's a little bit lower, but of course, depending on the amount of points that you earned, you can get an extra 10 just from this. So it should definitely make up for it. And the reasoning was basically that there's a lot of content like GPQ for just doing damage, where just a bigger guild does better in GPQ than smaller guilds. So this will round it out and give everybody a better chance. Here's a big one that a lot of people aren't really talking about, and this is honor XP is no longer decreased when a guild member leaves or they're kicked out of the guild. So that means that you're not going to be like opting to not kick a player that hasn't been on a while because they have a lot of contrib. You can now kick it and you'll be fine. Your guild's not going to take a big blow. Also, for guild convenience, there are 10 guild member ranks now, which is great because we used to deal with, I think, technically 5, but one of them was the leader only and one of them was juniors only. So you didn't have a lot to work with. This opens up way more options. Players can now also view participation information for guild contents. This is really good for any higher ups in a guild looking for players that maybe aren't pulling their weight, or if they're doing really good behavior, you can maybe bump them up a rank, especially since now we have 10 ranks available to us. That's something I've wanted for a while, just to make sure everybody's doing their contrib and whatever. So this is going to be great. Players can also enter a personal introduction when applying to join a guild. This can be used in a variety of ways. In some cases, if a guild only recruits a certain type of player, they can state that prior, or if it's a alt to someone that's already in your guild, they could just say, hey, this is whoever's alt, just accept me. There's another thing that I didn't highlight, and that's the fact that juniors can now see when someone requests to join the guild. That's a really good thing because normally only the guild leader can see that. So any juniors with a permission to accept players can now also get that notification. Only characters with weekly guild mission points of 1 or more can participate in flag race. This is a great feature because without this, we'd have a lot of flag race mules being in other guilds. This means that they actually need to do their part in a guild to get that option of running flag race. Now, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, 80 boss points is pretty easy to get just from running a few simple weeklies, or 5,000 monster kills also isn't that crazy. But I'm glad that we have a little bit of a wall there to prevent the excess of mules that we would see otherwise. And this is also another feature. They should have put it higher up, but Noblest Guild skills cannot be used in GPQ anymore. This is a great thing as well, because if no one's allowed to use them, then nobody gets affected really. And on top of that, that means I don't need to throw away my bossing runs for the next 2 hours because I had to use my GPQ, my guild skills for GPQ. And again, since you can run as many times as you want, if you mess up or if you think that you can burst better, you can enter again and again. Here's a couple of reboot changes. I'm not going to be going over that since I am from Aurora. Okay, so Monster Park improvements. You get about 20% more XP from like the Vanishing Journey, the Latch, and the Auto Security area Monster Parks. And then they're also adding a new one. They're adding an Arcana Monster Park. Also, in coin shops at events, you can now purchase multiple things at once. I thought that was pretty interesting. This is huge. So system improvements. Character stats, detailed stats UI will now provide even more detailed information. This includes buff duration, item drop rate, and mesos obtained. That's a lot of features that I think people have been asking for a while. I was looking for buff duration for ages, so I'm glad they finally have an option for that. Also, when you hover over damage, boss damage, final damage, buff duration, IED, crit rate, crit damage, item drop rate, meso, status resistance, or knockback resistance, you can see what is actually giving you those buffs. So it's no longer like, man, why is my IED so high or so low or whatever? Scroll over and you'll find out. The following stats no longer appear when you're using any sort of cube, and that is the worst unique lines that a lot of people were rolling and the worst legendary lines that a lot of people were rolling. This was a big pain, and I'm glad they finally took these out. I did not expect them to actually do this, gotta be honest. Boss damage 20%. When you rolled that on a unique line, that was like, that sucks because it could have been a 30%. And then the other things are just lower versions, so it just sucked to roll those as well. And then on top of that, boss damage 30% actually has a higher rate now for a unique line. So we're going to be seeing more of that, that's for sure. Players can now select the text color for Whisper, Friends, Guild, and Alliance in the chat. That's fantastic for me, especially. I'm colorblind. That's going to help me out tremendously, especially after the Alliance color change recently. Or was it even Guild? I don't even remember anymore. It was either Alliance or Guild they changed the color of. The transfer count for link skills will be increased to 4 instead of 2, and you can pay an additional cost to transfer up to 10 times in one day. If you're transferring 10 times in one day, I don't really know what you're doing. That's kind of crazy, but the option's there for you now. This is great. When you can only transfer twice, it was like you really had to be careful with what you were doing that day, like just in case. This gives us a lot more leeway. Here's some different class changes, slight buffs, nerfs, whatever. Do yourself a favor, go into this and Control F the name of your class and see what changed. I'm not going to be going over all of it because we have plenty of classes in the game, and I really don't feel like going over all of it. The link skill UI is now improved so that it sorts the links in alphabetical order, which is definitely way better than what they did previously, where they were kind of just thrown around and it was a mess. I know resistance link was always like spread out a little bit, and that was annoying because it looked like you put them all on, but there was another one. You can now access your Legion, like your presets and everything, when you're at the Ursus entry map and boss entry maps. This is cool. You no longer need to walk out and be like, dude, I forgot to change my Legion. So that's awesome. I like this feature a lot. Add a function to set permissions for item acquisition to party settings. So what this exactly means is that there's a setting in parties now to where either only the party leader can pick up the loot or everyone can pick up the loot. I think this is fantastic if you are doing a carry, so nobody grabs your stuff. And even if you're not doing a carry, it's really good for one player in the party to hold on to everything, and then you guys can just sell it at the end of the run. It's just safer for everyone. I'll definitely be using this. Okay, soloing Will is definitely a lot easier now. They made it so you can attack the eye on the opposite side. So that means you can drop gold and black orbs for yourself without having to like place down something that's going to attack or having to iframe the screen crack. They did the same thing they did with Lucid last update. They just made it way easier for the liberation steps and just soloing in general. Celos is getting better and better, I feel like, with every update. Celos monsters now drop Stone Origin droplets. Also, the drop rate for materials dropped by the monsters in Hungry Mudo, they're now all the same drop rate. They tried to up XP a little bit with everything, it seems. So you can now get like a big bundle of XP for the first time that you do like a daily in each area. This is great for leveling like characters to 210 for Link skill and stuff. If you just run your VJ daily, you're going to get a lot of XP. Morass, which everybody hates Morass, but maybe not anymore. Abandoned area sweep is no longer a portal, you just talk to Gene. Lab defense, no longer talking to the researcher, you just talk to Gene. Memory glass, which is the worst quest of all time, they now just drop from Thralled monsters, you don't have to go into a special portal or anything. And they also added new Limina maps. These are fantastic. This is going to make new training maps actually possible. So there's Midpoint 4, End of the World 1-7, and End of the World 2-6. They have higher level monsters, but they're going to give more XP, that means. So if you're way too weak for Cernium and you want to train a little bit, honestly, I'm thinking this might be a better area just because of the spawn rate. And if you can one-shot there, this might be way better XP for everybody. I mean, the fact that it's 262 to 264, if you're 260 and you're a little bit too weak for CERN, this is a great option. The Latch Daily now gives 8 symbols instead of 4. Also, for your Tenebrous quests, you no longer get Explore the Labyrinth, and also you can swap out the assigned missions, so you don't have to do whatever they give you. Just like the other dailies, you can swap them out and get a different one. I didn't really want to go over too many bugs, but I did highlight this one. Fix an issue in Black Mage, where if the player's remaining party members proceeded to move to the next stage while someone was dead, they would be forcibly revived and unable to use a buff freezer. Most people running Black Mage run a B-Roid, but if you're not running a B-Roid for whatever reason in Black Mage, I could see this being a huge issue, so the fact that this is fixed is great. When surprise missions appear, they'll no longer give you a Pollo Inferno Bounty Hunter portal or an Infernal Wolf portal quest when you've already reached the limit for them. Okay, a fixed amount of Honor XP will now be given from Medals of Honor. So you get 10 from the small ones, 150 from the big ones. I was actually looking at these today, trying to figure out if this was a good fix or a bad fix, and it looks like they just did the average for both. So honestly, not much has changed. And with the rolling that Maplestory has sometimes, I feel like this might be better, because at least it's better than rolling on the low end constantly. Skill rings. Skill ring items obtained from Tower of Oz. now display the skill level in the icon. So if you have a Ring Restraint 4, lucky you, but also it's level 4 and it'll say right there. That means also no more auction house scamming, which is really funny. So no longer are people going to post level 1s and try to sell them for the price of level 4s. Pet equipment damage stats can now be compared by just clicking the mouse wheel and comparing it with the other pieces. That's a pretty nice fix. Okay, I thought this was weird, so I put it in here. Weapons cannot be changed for the duration of the weapon jump ring skill. Not much to say about that, but it's just kind of strange. In Ursus, Noblest skill keys assigned to hotkeys cannot be used. I also want to bring up the fact that Noblest skills can now be on hotkeys. So you can technically put them on hotkeys now instead of having to go to the guild and double click them, but just be really careful if you decide to do this. Like, I definitely won't be putting them on a hotkey because I hit Echo by accident all the time, and I know for a fact that I would hit my guild skills by accident. Especially if you have a cat or something, they're probably going to step on the keyboard and cast your guild skills. Just don't take the risk. Fix an issue where certain skills would cause players to enter in an in-combat state. Now, this is huge for ring swapping. What this might mean, and we don't know for certain yet, we're going to have to try it, but it might mean that we could switch gear and also like item drop gear and stuff, so it's not only for ring swapping. But we might be able to switch even when some effects are down. Like, I know if Evan has fire on the floor, they can't swap their items. I know the arrow that the archers have, the 5th job skill, the one that like flies around and tracks enemies, you can't ring swap if that's out. Guided arrow, that's the name of it. So we don't know for certain, but if that's what it's talking about, it's going to make switching way better. This is more fixes. Again, Control F, find your class, figure out what they changed. So we have a burning world going on. Normally I wouldn't cover a burning world. I would just say, hey, we have a burning world. But there's level 130 rewards that are new, and you can claim them twice. They're different rewards both times, so we'll get into that. Also, you can create 2 burning characters in the world. You can also only transfer 6 characters with the burning world leap. If you need the character slots, run this world leap, run your 6 characters up to 150. Make sure that in Aurora or whatever server you're in, that all your character slots are full, and when the burning world ends, transfer these 6 characters over, and that'll be 6 additional character slots. It's a little bit of a hassle, but I've done it in the past. It is extremely worth it. Okay, the level 130 rewards. You can claim these 2 times max per world on any character that reaches level 130. There's storm growth potions in here, so you can use them at 147 if you want to just, oh well, it's burning, so I guess you could use it lower than that. You get like power elixirs and slots and stuff. The second character, though, gets storm growth potions as well, but it also gets a burninator. Tradable with an account, expires on March 10th. Gives a lot of time. There's also a new thing called Burning World Step Up. Burning World Step Up can be completed on any characters in the Burning World, regardless of if they're burning or not. Burning World Step Up event progress is shared with all of your characters. And the rewards can be obtained once per world. Doing little steps like complete a Maple Guide mission, stuff like that, get you Telly Rock, power elixirs, small things. However, this is pretty good. Rebirth Flames, 10 Karma Meisters for doing your 4th job. Hunt 300 Star Force monsters near your level, gets you a 12-star scroll. Defeat normal Horntail 1 time, gives you a trait boost. Clear Dojo's 10th floor, and you get 10 black cubes. Equip a pocket item, and you'll get a 3 black circulators, reach 120 Star Force, which is very easy, and you'll get 30 arcane symbol selectors, reach 160 arcane, including the stats from the title, and you can get a unique emblem. That's crazy. The World Leap is the 9th to the 24th. You must be 150, as always, and you can transfer 6 characters. Terra Burning, we get 2 Terras. The first one starts right after maintenance ends. The second one doesn't start until December 29th, and it runs all the way until February 8th. It's a standard Terra. Unfortunately, you have to make a new character. It is not a Terra Burninator. So what that means is that if you already have every character, you might have to delete something. I'm deleting a 140 Hayato, so that's at least my plans with it. I was hoping it would be a Terra Burninator, but it's okay. Same rewards as always. You get frozen gear, you get time restricted CRAs, whatever. 200, you get the flame title. At 200, you also get 20 node stones. 205, you get 20 node stones and 2 XP node stones. 210, you get 50 and 3 XP node stones. You also get a ring, and the ring is a 25 attack, unique ring. 215, this is new, I think. 215 reward. You get a Typhoon. It's untradeable, unfortunately, but Typhoons work all the way up to 239, so it's really good. And then at 220, you get an Abso or a Dominator. The Abso is 17, the Dominator is 15. Maple Live is the event that's starting right after maintenance. It runs till February 8th. Now, this is basically like, I guess the closest to compare it to would be the last one that we had like gems in, where you got like points for killing weekly bosses and stuff. I think that was Kane's event. You earn like subscribers, and you earn like little pink beans and black beans. So subscribers, you get 300 daily per world, and weekly you could do for the weekly missions, it's 400 per world. For the pink beans, the daily missions are 300, and then the monthly mission capacity is 3,500 monthly per world. And then for the black beans, these are 400 weekly per world. There's also a receive all button, which is really cool. So you don't have to go like walk to the different NPCs and collect all the stuff. So as you rank up your creator, I guess like your rank during the event, as you move this up, you get different rewards. First off, we get a prepared pendant of the spirit. The coupon lasts 7 days, and then the actual prepared pendant lasts 14 days. If you don't know, prepared pendants are automatically at the fully charged percentage. Makes it really good for training and then taking it off when you're done and whatever. 5 medals of honor, 20 node stones. At 4,000 subscribers, you get a symbol selector coupon. It's either 100 arcane symbols or 25 sacred symbols. This is the first time we have this as an option, sacred symbol coupons. It's also at 5,000, 2 XP node stones. And at 6,000, there's a growth potion selector coupon, which we just had one of these recently. It's either 8 of the low level ones or 1 Typhoon. Then also you have the middle options as well. At 7,000, we get an event ring. At 8,000, we get Karma Eternal Rebirths. 9,000, we get 10 red cubes. 10,000, we get Karma Black Flames. 11,000, we get 5 black cubes. 12,000, we get a legendary potential scroll 100% coupon, but it's only for your event rings. This is a surefire way to be able to get yourself a Meso drop ring. Heavily recommend doing this. If you already have a Meso set of gear, do an item drop. Then we get a Mitras XP coupon box. These are pretty good. You can use this one 4 times, and you get 5 30-minute coupons per week. At 14,000 subscribers, you get 10 extreme growth potions. These are those bonk potions. The lower level you are, as long as you're over 141, you can get up to 10 levels. At 15,000, we have a Mitra's Symbol Selector Box. This can also be used 4 times, and you can select one of the following, either 10 arcane symbols or 3 sacred symbols. At 16,000, there's a Mitra's Nodestone box, 4 times, 5 Nodestones per week. 17,000, you get a 17-star Karma scroll. That's fantastic. You should definitely work towards that. And then finally, we get one of the big boy potions, which is all the way up to 249. For the daily missions, you do the dailies, you get pink beans and subscribers. You can get 300 pink beans per daily per character and 300 subscribers daily per world. It's a list of things that you do. We're not going to go over that. For the weekly missions, after defeating a weekly boss, the Black Bean Bunch item will be dropped as a reward, and you must collect it for it to count. You cannot collect them if you are dead or if you exit the map before it was defeated. You can get 400 black beans and 400 subscribers weekly per world. And these weekly missions reset every Thursday. This is just the point sheet. We'll see this in game. The monthly missions, they reset on the following days, December 15th and January 12th. So that means you'll have 3 different times to be able to do these monthly missions. You can earn 3,500 pink beans monthly per world just from doing these monthly missions. It's mainly just asking you to kill monsters, clear weeklies, whatever. If you start the event late, there's an event inside of it basically that will let you get a boost. So we have Studio Go. Studio Go is every 30-minute mark of each hour, and you can either get a pink buff or a blue buff. Pink gives you boss damage and stuff for 30 minutes. A blue buff is a 15% XP for 30 minutes. The pink are on odd numbers, the blue are on even numbers. Maple on-air pop reaction is when you defeat 500 monsters near your level. It basically summons these things, then you kill them and you get XP. It can be triggered 10 times per daily per character. There's also Beach Boss. Beach Boss is an invitation that shows up every 15-minute and every 45-minute mark of every hour. So that means every 30 minutes. It's 2 teams, red and blue. You need at least 10 people to start. And it's basically a mini game. You can earn points, up to 300 game points daily per character. And you can accumulate, if you get 2,400 game points, you'll get the diamond damage skin, which in my opinion looks terrible. Tangyun's restaurant is like you earn 50,000 points within like a time limit, and you can run alone or with friends. And it's basically an XP event. You can clear it twice per day. And it seems like you can actually get a lot from that. So it might be really good. Finally, we're getting into the shops. The Pink Bean shop, there's event ring exclusive Meister cubes, 50 per world, golden hammers, 100% like always. You can get 10 of each normal type of pet scroll. There are 20 black rebirths, 15 master craftsmans, 20 meisters, 1 unique potential. You can get 1 teleport rock per day, daily. This is fantastic for anybody who's free to play, because that means all the way until February, you're going to be able to get a teleport rock every single day. Once a week, you can also buy a 7-day pendant slot. That's amazing, because that's just free pendant slots for the entirety of the event as well. Character slot expansions, you can get 5 per world. These are not sold in the Burning World, which this line confirms that the event is going on in the Burning World. It's pretty cool. And you can get 200 pink bean. With 200 pink beans, you can get one of these expansion slots. I recommend buying all 5 if you're not already maxed. There's a 40 slot soul bag. There's also 3 experience node stones. There's 100 sacred symbol selectors. Obviously, there's also like 50 of each of the arcanes, but the sacred's a big deal. And then pink bean roid coupon, limited quantity of 1, 2,000 pink beans, and that's a really cute little, actually kind of big android. There's also 1 damage skin extractor and a 40 slot chair bag. This is the damage skin from the event. It's like a comic book one. This is the android, the pink bean android. And then this is an outfit that's available, as well as the chairs. And then in the black bean shop, there is a bonus potential cube coupon. You can buy 15 of those. Reboot World has some droplets available. There are premium weapon attack and magic attack for accessory and for pet equip. The pet ones are 8 per world. The accessory are 5 per world. And then there's a Meso shop as well. Most of the Meso shop I feel like is a pretty big scam. However, there is a 17-star enhancement scroll. It is karma, but that's 1.5 bill. Some people might find that worth it, maybe. Karma premium scroll for accessory for weapon and magic. The weapon's a bill. The magic attack's 800 mil, and you can buy 5 of those. There are also premiums for pet equip. They're the same price, and you can buy 10 per world. Then there's also event android selector coupons, 300 mil. I really like the Varus Hillaroid. If they ever gave us the option for anvils for B-roids, that would be really cool. And then also a Manji outfit coupon. There's obviously other outfits and other faces, but I really like the Manji one, and that's a bill. And that's that right in the middle. So really the last thing is it's going over the Lara pre-reg, and most of this we've already done, but just make sure that you do the 3rd mission, the one that just became available, because you do get like label and chat and damage skin and everything, and you're never going to be able to get these ever again. And then when the Lara coin shop comes out, there is a pendant slot coupon, a 30-day in there. There's also 5 extreme growth potions. Those are pretty cool. For 900 coins, you can get standard pet equip scrolls. That's okay. There's Master Craftsman's, Nodestone boxes. There is a cash shop cape. It's pretty cute. And that's 5,000 coins. That's a lot of your coins, but I would definitely say it's worth it. And then if you want job advancement coins, there's 650 in there. Now there is a Lara level up event, basically. Just the requirement is that Lara characters created prior to the end of the event, and that's February 8th, so you have plenty of time. You get rewards all the way up to 220, and level 30 you get like 8 slot coupons. Level 150 you get a trait boost and the set of CRA gear that's time restricted, 90-day. Level 200 you get a title, but the title has 10% bonus XP, 30% or plus 30 arcane power, and it lasts for 30 days. There's a floaty land spirit coupon, which is like the 4 little spirits flying around you, and that's an effect. There's also a sunlight spirit mount, and that one's really cute. And you also get 50 symbol selectors and 20 node stones. And then at 205, you get another 50 and another 10 and an experience node stone. At 210, it's the same thing again. At 215, the same thing again. And at 220, you get 2 XP node stones and the Mitra's gift box, which is a 63-day duration. You've used 8 times, and it gives 20 arcane symbols and 5 node stones 8 times. So you're getting like minimum 200 plus, I mean like 360 arcane symbol selectors at least. And then of course you're doing your dailies the whole time too. And then you can also get an Abso weapon or a Dominator pendant, and that's a 17-star Abso or a 15-star Dom. And then there's a 2-factor authentication event. This just means that you need to have 2-factor on your Nexon account to get the rewards. You just have to do it before each of these maintenances. So if you did it already, then we're going to get the rewards right at the November 17th maintenance. That's when I'm getting mine. and it's a chat ring, a label ring, a title, and just some XP coupons. Nothing crazy, but these are going to be exclusive, so if you want them, go get them now. Finally, last thing on the list is Sunny Sundays. The first week, the 21st, we have 50% off spell tracing and 50% off inner ability resets. November 28th, keep this one in mind, we have 5, 10, 15. December 5th, we have basically just a training event. It's extra XP from runes, extra XP from combo orbs. And then week 4, December 12th, we get 50 arcane symbol selectors. So that's just even more for Lara. And of course, we also have Spell Trace Fever, like every month, and that's from the 26th to the 28th. That's everything. I know this went very long, but there's a lot to go over. So I hope that was helpful to everybody, and I want you guys to have a good one. See ya.